Oh my god, hey guys.
Oh my god, hey guys, we're back.
Back again.
We're back again and we're on our bullshit. Oh man, the spooky season is escalating. Guys, okay, it's getting way too scary. We can't sleep. Cat people, creatures from the back, what is it? Black Lagoon. They're all coming out in full force, and we're sick of it. And in honor of this beautiful, scary season, we're looking at movies that we should all be watching that are very, I would say, way too scary. Here's another in our ongoing list of scary movies that you should be watching. They'll give you a little fright, you know? What is it? What's this movie? Oh, shit. Rock and Roll Nightmare from 1986, from Canada. I love this movie. It makes no sense at all. What's it got on Rotten Tomatoes? Oh, 16%. What's this guy say about it? The acting, directing, story, and effects are all admittedly atrocious. Hey, you take it back, you absolute son of a bitch, you. What else does he say? But it's still a rare gem that is a complete delight. Oh, okay. In just how outlandish and absurd every single sequence is to make for an undeniably entertaining experience. Okay, great. In other words, when you turn this movie on...
You're about to be value-tained.
Yeah, this is a very beautiful piece. I call movies pieces. That's how you know I'm serious about this shit, okay?
This is a very beautiful piece because it's about a glam rock guy who fights the devil, a demon.
Look and look at this guy's hair. He does have amazing hair, I gotta say that. And he's like very unnaturally ripped. Like he's ripped in that way that just doesn't look good or normal. It just looks weird. It just looks weird. And we need to bring that back in the rock and roll world. You know, like, who are these bands? Like the Viagra Boys or whatever. They need to be weirdly and artificially and just kind of odd-looking ripped. Yeah, but it's a horror movie, but it goes into these, like, glam rock songs. Check this out. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, this song does kind of slap. You give me energy. And
generally speaking, Chinese people look Chinese.
Okay, weird lyrics, but okay. Okay, so there we go. That's today's entry into the scary movie Halloween lead-up, line-up, whatever. Out of the way. Now on to the real stuff, looking at our favorite newsman, my favorite newsman, of all time. What is the goddamn guy's name again? I can't see it.
I will sacrifice everything I own and live buck naked in the middle of the woods before I drop to my knees to kiss your pinky ring.
Hey, calm down, man. Oh, that's right. We're looking at my favorite newsman, Tim. He gives me energy, you know what I mean? Like rock and roll, like the rock and roller said in Rock and Roll Nightmare. But it's a great way to get the news. What's going on? What are people talking about online? This is the way I get it. So let's check out what he goddamn has to say.
I just don't care. And it's funny because I'll be like, what Hamas did was wrong on October 7th. And it's resulted in untold death and we can condemn that. And they lied about the hospital. And they're like, Tim won't even talk about the history of Palestine and I'm like, no, because you're insane.
Whoa.
I comment on current news and events. Right now we have a current story. As soon as this story passes and we move on, I ain't going to be talking about it. This is the truth. This is true for any subject.
Right.
And people are so psychotic and fervent about Israel-Palestine, their brains just rupture from their skulls the moment the story comes up.
Okay, I love this little clip, and this is why Tim Pool's my favorite newsman and why I go to him for my news, is because I like this moment of honesty, this moment of, like, accidental honesty, where he's like, look, I'm going to keep making videos about Israel-Palestine because it's a current event, and then when people stop caring about it, I'm going to move right on. You know, people ask me, hey, do you have any desire to understand the history of this so you could have context and actually understand it? No. He's been making videos about it nonstop. Why would I want to understand and put something in historical or any kind of context? It's the topic of the week, and that's what I'm trying to do. Because people are talking about it, so people will view my videos. I do, I do appreciate that honesty.
Because they're so hell-bent on turning this into a team thing, like my team versus your team, that it's just like, bro, y'all need some football, okay?
Yeah.
Please argue over like the batting average of your favorite teams, like the White Sox versus the Cubs.
You think
do
that's
that
funny?
instead?
Absolutely.
Instead of exacerbating ongoing political tensions, which could lead to like serious war.
Right.
But then what happens is
Right.
you get pro-Israel people attacking me and my staff, and anti-Israel people attacking me and my staff, screaming.
Okay, so my man Tim is like, he's pissed off. He's all pissed off and worked up, because he's like, I'm talking about this Israel-Palestine stuff. People come after us. That's not, come on.
People come after us, they're losing their minds just because we're talking about this,
Then I love when he's like, why don't you just go pay attention to football or something, man? Stop giving us a hard time just because we're talking about, go look at football, man. Okay, here's another clip from Tim Pool. This is 12 days ago.
I have no sympathy for the woke leftists and the Harvard students who are now facing career ruin for having supported Hamas in the latest conflict. Why?
Oh, my God.
Because it is these sycophants and cowards that brought us into the moral crisis we are facing today in the United States.
Oh, my God.
At least a dozen more CEOs endorse Bill Ackman's vow not to hire Harvard students who blamed Israel for Hamas terror attack.
Oh, cancel.
As undergrads double down on their statement and whine about being flooded with racist hate speech.
Okay.
If you were someone who...
So you can read that document from the Harvard organizations or whatever on the Harvard Crimson. The Harvard Crimson. You could go read it, but basically it's like somebody, basically anonymously on behalf of these student organizations wrote a letter, and some Wall Street guys were like, we're not going to hire any of those people. I guess, I don't even know how that works. Like any member of any of those organizations, even though they don't know who wrote the letter, I don't know, who knows. And Tim is like, good, good, cancel their asses or whatever. Then Tim goes on his thing and talks about some crap about Israel-Palestine. And people are like, you're an idiot. That's stupid. And he's like, what? This is out of control, man. We need to focus on football. Okay. Then he goes on. And honestly, I do almost admire this sort of like, I'm just going to turn on the camera and whatever happens, happens. I almost admire that level of just not giving a f***. Here we go. This is a couple minutes later.
Well, how is it that we have people in the U.S. protesting for Palestine?
I don't know.
Like, we've got problems here in the United States. You want universal health care, leftists? You're like universal health care, Trump, orange man, bad fascists. Okay, why are you out for Palestine?
We should just stop talking about this entirely. Now, why are we even talking about this? Why are we even talking about it? Someone was mean to me on the internet because I've been by the way, he's been talking about this like nonstop for 2 weeks.
But I'm also not someone who lives or dies by the current arguments between Israel and Palestine.
Oh, you're not?
I have my opinions. Okay. I have my efforts, and my efforts are not directly tied to this conflict, other than to say I fear it's leading us to World War III.
This is a funny little twist in the Tim Pool, My Favorite Newsman story, where apparently he has an editor, the lady who edits his website or something, who tweeted stuff that's critical of the Israeli government. And so, of course, because it's Tim Pool's audience, she's getting all kind of weird hate or something, and they're telling Tim Pool to fire her, and they're giving Tim Pool a hard time, which I think might be informing the whole, like, why are we even talking about it? I know I've done like 20 videos in the past 15 minutes about this, but why are we even talking about this? Can we move on? That's great, and again, that's why he's my favorite newsman. It's just like, whichever way the internet's blowing, okay.
I can't tell you.
Why not?
Who is morally just and right when it comes to religious global conflict spanning back several thousand years, for which...
Okay. All right. Well, haven't you been doing that for the past week or so? I don't know. Look, I don't know what's going on. Tim is definitely the most interesting coverage of this situation because it's like, first he admits he knows nothing about this. Like he knows zero about what he's talking about, but he keeps talking about it over and over again. Then, despite constantly talking about it, asks, why are we talking about this? I mean, I kind of love it because it's almost like a video diary, like a real-time video diary of somebody who's just like trying to figure, what do I do? What do I say? I guess I gotta talk about it because it's in the news. What do I say? What do you guys want to hear?
So I do have concerns about sleeper cells.
Oh, wow.
But that's a bit too movie-esque, right?
Okay.
It's something said to shock people. It's the grandiose, organized terrorist sleeper cells have crossed through the border. And it may be true. But I'm more deeply concerned about World War III.
Okay, so he says sleeper cells in the United States. That's a little bit much. That's a little too movie-esque. Okay, this is like a minute later.
These battles will be fought in your streets, near your homes. Your children will witness it with their own eyes.
Oh my God. And it'll sound like this.
Rachel Dolezal has an OnlyFans.
Okay, so who knows what the hell this guy's trying to... Who knows what the hell this guy's talking about at this point? I guess he's going into his, like, Civil War stuff. This is a story about how Elon Musk said World War III is going to happen. Oh, yeah, I'm really going to listen to Elon Musk on something like that. But he's kind of using this escalating global tension and all this to do his, like, Civil War talk. I guess that's what this is. And to give an example of how this Civil War is going to happen, he brings up this story. I love this story. Check this out.
Now, I don't know for sure. But the emergence of civil war in this country, as I've long brought up, is, I believe, the path that we're on. And we may be in based on fifth generational warfare.
Oh, my God. That sounds very official. Okay.
You know, I was talking to some friends about this guy. He went by Ricky Vaughn, I think it was, on Twitter.
Okay.
Posted a meme, said text to vote. And they're locking him up for it. A woman who was a Democrat who did the same thing, no charges. A similar thing, you know, same, similar, whatever. She also tweeted text to vote.
Right.
And no charges. Okay. And I'm asked, why is it happening? And I said, why is it that the right-wing person goes to jail and the left-wing person doesn't? Because you're in a civil war.
Okay.
So understand what this means about sleepers.
Great. Oh, wow. This is very scary stuff. And this is how a civil war is going to... So World War III is going to happen, and it's going to be a civil war.
But I will say it's very scary. This is very scary stuff.
He really loves this story about this text-to-vote thing. Here's him talking about it again.
We have this from the Post Millennial.
Good source.
She said, hey, Trump supporters, skip poll lines at election 2016 and text in your vote. Text votes are legit, or vote tomorrow on Super Wednesday.
Okay.
So text votes are legit. Should have put her in criminal territory relative to what this guy did.
And there's his too.
This one just says, avoid the line, vote from home, text Hillary. I'm with her, go Hillary. Okay. And it's a meme. It's a joke. It's and the funny thing is, this is 2020. When did he post that? That was
2016.
Yeah. So this is how we know we're having a civil war. Is this story about how there was a guy who likes Republicans who posted a thing that said, hey, you can text in your vote. And he's going to jail. He's going to jail, but then there's a lady who doesn't like Republicans who said, oh, you can text in your vote, and she's not going to jail. That's how we know there's a civil war. I looked into this story, and there's some key things that they left out here. This is from The Verge. According to the complaint, Mackey, that's the guy who's going to jail that they were really pissed off about, was associated with numerous pro-Trump group chats, including one under the name War Room, where several individuals shared ideas on how they could influence the 2016 election. The complaint also, this is an important one, the complaint also details that in September 2016, 4,900 unique telephone numbers texted their votes to a number Mackey promoted on social media. So the two cases that they're comparing here are a little bit different in some key ways. One, that according to these reports that I read, the prosecutors had sort of a paper trail of people trying to figure out how to lower voter turnout, which is, that's not good. They also provided a number to text, which got almost 5,000 texts for the votes. Now, I don't know who would do that. Maybe older people would be like, oh, you could text the vote now. Voted. And apparently this guy did get like 7 months in prison for, I guess, voter interference. It is a bit of a weird case because this kind of thing has never happened with social media before. So it's a little bit of a weird case. With the other one, with the lady that they're talking about, she's apparently some kind of a comedian who put up a thing where she's like, hey, if you're voting for Trump, just text in your votes. She did not provide a number, and it does not look like there's any paper trail of her trying to do voter suppression. I mean, if that woman, the comedian woman, provided a number and she got a bunch of texts that were the elderly trying to vote, and they had a paper trail of her talking about how to lower voter turnout, then yeah, she should probably get the same sentence that guy did, but I don't think that exists. But either way, This is how an armed civil war in the streets with children watching is going to happen. That a guy did an idiotic thing on Twitter.
Look,
Calm down.
this is just so outside of my understanding and why I despise these people.
Okay. Cool.
I've eaten the finest meals. I have had Wagyu steak with lava salt sprinkled on top. And I don't care.
Okay.
It's nice. It's delicious.
Okay.
But it means so little in the long run. I could just as easily eat a box of mac and cheese from Walmart.
Oh my God.
I just don't get it. But there are people
Who
value more sitting on their couch and watching sitcoms than the core of their being. Or perhaps there is no core of their being.
Oh.
Perhaps there is no world for which they seek. Perhaps there is nothing that makes them who they are. Perhaps the NPC meme is exactly what it is.
Oh, very
non-player characters.
Very
people
profound.
with nothing.
Okay, this is our final Tim Pool clip, and I really like this one because, well, what is this video called? Trump lawyer Jenna Ellis pleads guilty in RICO case. But betrayeth Trump, cries and begs judge for mercy. Just like the other clips, I sort of appreciate the naivete of this because he's like, how dare these lawyers, how dare these Trump lawyers plead guilty and are probably going to flip on Trump. How dare they? Have they no loyalty? Of course they don't. They're scumbags. They're scumbag lawyers. How dare... Why would they not, get in more trouble or pay more fines or go to jail or whatever? Why would they not do that for this guy? Because they're just a bunch of scumbag lawyers who will do anything to avoid the consequence of their actions. What are you talking about?
Perhaps the answer is this.
Okay.
That these people's actions
Right.
was unjust and they lied. And perhaps that's the reality. They really are evil people who lied to us and grifted off us to steal our money.
Okay, so you do
I would say
understand.
that's
Okay.
probably the assumption you should make.
Okay.
Or you can argue that they are sacrificing
Right.
what they claimed were deeply held convictions for a little bit of comfort.
No, they have no
I ask
deeply
you
held
this.
convictions. Okay.
It's a lesson I learned a long time ago in skateboarding.
Okay, here we go. Well, there we go, guys. The greatest / funniest newsmen of all time. Hope you guys are having a good week. Whoa, we're halfway through. And I hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. But before we go, your moment of spooky Halloween zen.
I knew if I pissed you off long enough, you'd make a personal appearance. I am the Intercessor.
Hey guys.
Guess what? You're not even getting the whole show. If you want every episode and a whole bunch of other
Subscribe on Patreon.
subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. Just click the stupid little link below the video in the comments.
See, right there.
There you go. Click it and that, yep. When you become a patron for as little as 2 bones, you get the Tuesday, Thursday patron-only episodes. You also get the weekly Book Oblega show where we talk about important books. The questions and comments thing where you can ask questions and make comments and all this crap.
All for less than the price of a rancid Charleston chew.
And for only 25 putrid little dollars,
You could become a producer.
that's right, support the show and get your name up here. Look at these people. Look at these people. It make the show possible. Okay? God. I mean, without these beautiful people, this show goes straight into the dumpster. A rotten, just wet, disgusting dumpster. Behind a restaurant. So there's old milk in there. That's where this show ends up without these people. Is that what you want? Okay, I guess it's what you want. I'll just leave. Nope, it's done. It's too late. Okay? Here we go. Here's the dump truck. Here's the dump truck come to pick up the show. This is what would happen with no producers. Thank you.